Hey everyone, did you ever think we'd be living in a world where going to the grocery store felt like entering the Hunger Games? Okay, maybe that's a dramatic. But seriously, have you seen the price of eggs lately? It's getting wild out there. And guess what? It's about to get even wilder. We're talking empty shelves, surprise shortages, and some of our favorite foods going completely extinct. Alright, extinct might be a stretch, or is it? But by March 1st, 2025, a bunch of everyday grocery items might vanish from the shelves for good. Supply chain chaos, inflation going bonkers, and even the planet throwing us some curveballs. It's a recipe for, well, not a whole lot of food. So buckle up, Buttercup, because we're diving deep into the 15 grocery products you might have to say so long farewell to. And hey, if you want to stay ahead of the game and make sure your pantry is stocked with all the essentials, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We'll help you navigate this crazy food shortage roller coaster together. First up, let's talk about our fantastic friends from the sea. Remember those epic tuna salad sandwiches? Yeah, those might become a distant memory. We're talking about canned tuna and sardines, folks. Why are they swimming away from our shelves? Overfishing is a huge problem. We're literally fishing these guys out of existence faster than they can reproduce. And if that wasn't enough, some of the big brands are dealing with some serious supply chain issues. Remember that whole can't get a shipment from overseas thing? Yeah, that's still happening. So if you're a fan of the classic tuna melt, you might want to stock up now. Who knows how long those cans will be swimming around. Next up, we're getting our spoons ready for a bowl of bad news. That's right, breakfast cereal as we know it is in trouble. Remember when you could walk down the cereal aisle and get lost in a sea of colorful boxes? Well, those days might be numbered. The usual suspects are to blame here: wheat, oats, and sugar. Their prices are skyrocketing, making it crazy expensive to make your favorite sugary squares. And it's not just the ingredients, it's the boxes, the plastic, the shipping. Everything costs more. To top it all off, some of the big cereal giants are realizing that not everyone's crunching on Captain Crunch like they used to. People are wising up and looking for healthier breakfast options. So if your go-to breakfast is a big bowl of insert discontinued cereal here, you might want to savor every last bite. Okay, this one's a real juice error. Get ready to say goodbye to your morning glass of OJ. I know, it's basically a breakfast staple. But get this, citrus disease is wreaking havoc on orange crops in Florida and Brazil, two of the biggest orange producers in the world. And you know what happens when there's less of something? The price goes through the roof. We're talking about orange juice becoming a luxury item, people. Soon it might be cheaper to buy a fancy latte than a simple glass of OJ. Chapter 4. Coffee, the new liquid gold. Hold on to your mugs, coffee lovers, because this one's a real shot in the dark. That morning cup of joe that gets you going? Yeah, it might be in jeopardy. Remember all those extreme weather events we've been seeing? Floods, droughts, you name it? Well, they're wreaking havoc on coffee plantations around the world. Less coffee beans equal less coffee on the shelves, and you know what that means. Yep, you guessed it, higher prices. And we're not just talking about your fancy, artisanal pumpkin spice latte with extra whip. Even your basic cup of joe is going to cost you. Chapter 5. Chocolate, the Sweet Sorrow Blues. Calling all chocoholics, this next one's going to sting a little bit. Get ready to bid farewell to your favorite chocolate bars. Remember those commercials with the chocolate waterfalls and the happy people? Yeah, those days might be over. We're in the middle of a cocoa crisis, folks. The price of cocoa beans is higher than ever, and it's hitting the big chocolate companies hard. Hershey's, Nestle, you name it, they're all feeling the heat. Some companies are even scaling back production, which means fewer chocolate bars for everyone. Chocolate could become a rare delicacy like truffles or caviar. Imagine having to take out a loan just to afford a Snickers bar. Chapter 6. Frozen out veggies. Feel the chill, hold on to your freezer doors, everyone, because this next one's a real, well, you know. Frozen vegetables, those convenient bags of peas and carrots that have saved many a weeknight dinner, are facing some serious challenges. Remember how we talked about rising costs? Well, it turns out that keeping things frozen is getting really expensive. Those giant freezers that keep our veggies fresh aren't cheap to run, and with energy prices going through the roof, something's gotta give. But wait, there's more. Climate change is throwing another wrench in the system. Droughts, floods, extreme temperatures, they're all messing with crop yields. So, not only is it getting harder to freeze those veggies, but there are fewer of them to go around. Attention olive oil aficionados! If you're a fan of that liquid gold, you might want to stock up while you still can. We're talking about imported olive oil, particularly from Europe. Those beautiful olive groves that have been producing some of the world's finest olive oil for centuries? Yeah, they're facing a crisis. Droughts have hit many olive-producing regions in Europe particularly hard, and the olive trees are feeling the heat. Less water means fewer olives, and that means less olive oil. And you know what happens when the supply goes down? That's right, the price goes up. Calling all spice lovers. If you're a fan of adding a little kick to your meals, this next one's going to sting. Sriracha, that beloved hot sauce that's become a staple in kitchens around the world, is facing a shortage. Remember how we talked about climate change messing with crops? Well, chili peppers, the main ingredient in sriracha, are particularly susceptible to extreme weather. Droughts, floods, you name it, they can all wreak havoc on chili pepper plants. And when the supply of chili peppers goes down, so does the supply of sriracha. We've already seen shortages of other Asian hot sauces like gochujang and sambal oelek, and sriracha could be next. Sandwich lovers, prepare to be delighted, or maybe not. Prepackaged deli meats, those convenient staples for quick lunches and snacks, might be on their way out. Remember all those food safety regulations we've been hearing about? Well, they're having a big impact on the deli meat industry. It turns out that meeting those stricter standards can be costly, and some brands are finding it difficult to keep up. To top it all off, the prices of poultry and beef, the main ingredients in many deli meats, have been skyrocketing. So not only is it getting more expensive to produce deli meats, but it's also getting more difficult to ensure their safety. Soda lovers, prepare to be a little less bubbly. Certain soft drinks, particularly diet varieties, are facing some fizzy challenges. Remember those artificial sweeteners that make diet sodas taste sweet without the calories? Well, they're in short supply. And it's not just diet sodas that are feeling the pinch. The aluminum used to make cans is in high demand, and the cost of shipping those cans is through the roof. To top it all off, consumers are becoming more health conscious and opting for water, tea, or other healthier alternatives. Calling all snackers. If you're a fan of munching on potato chips, you might want to stock up. Potato shortages worldwide are threatening the availability of our favorite crispy treats. Remember how we talked about climate change messing with crops? Well, potatoes are feeling the heat too. Droughts and extreme temperatures are affecting potato yields around the world. And it's not just potato chips that are at risk. French fries, mashed potatoes, even vodka, made from potatoes, could be affected. Rice lovers, get ready for a wild ride. Certain varieties of imported rice, particularly from Asian countries, might become a rarity on our grocery store shelves. Remember how we talked about supply chain disruptions? Well, the global rice trade is facing some serious challenges. Some Asian countries, facing their own food security concerns, have implemented export bans or restrictions on rice. This means less rice is available for import, which could lead to shortages and higher prices for certain varieties. Chapter 13, Peanut Butter Sticky Situation. Peanut butter lovers, this one's for you. That creamy, nutty spread that's a staple in many pantries is facing a sticky situation. Droughts and extreme weather are affecting peanut crops, making it harder to produce peanut butter. And it's not just the peanuts themselves that are a problem. The cost of packaging materials like glass jars and plastic lids has also increased, adding to the overall cost of production. Chapter 14. Pets on a budget. Pet food panic. Pet owners, this one's for your furry friends. Pet food, particularly certain formulas and brands, is facing some challenges. Remember those meat and grain shortages we talked about? Well, they're having a big impact on the pet food industry. Meat and grains are essential ingredients in many pet foods, and the rising costs and shortages of these ingredients are making it difficult for manufacturers to keep up with demand. To top it all off, supply chain disruptions are causing delays and shortages of other pet food ingredients, like vitamins and minerals. Chapter 15. Dairy Dilemma. Say cheese while you still can. Calling all cheese lovers and dairy enthusiasts. Specialty dairy products, from artisanal cheeses to organic yogurts, might become a rare treat. Remember how we talked about rising costs? Well, the dairy industry is feeling the heat too. The cost of producing milk has skyrocketed due to factors like higher feed and fuel prices. This is putting pressure on dairy farmers and forcing some to reduce their herds or even go out of business. As a result, the availability and affordability of specialty dairy products are being affected. Outro: the future of food. Stay informed, stay prepared. Wow, that was a lot to digest, wasn't it? From tuna to sriracha, it seems like the grocery store shelves as we know them are on the verge of a major shakeup. But hey, don't panic. We're all in this together. The more informed we are, the better prepared we can be. So tell me, have you noticed any of these items missing from your local grocery store? Share your experiences in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more updates on food shortages, survival tips, and maybe even some good news about food. Because hey, there's always hope, right?